got my glasses on. Had to put it on the front there. I don't need anybody coming and attacking. We don't need any stone throwers. And most of those stone throwers happen to be in the church, which is pretty sad. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. I'm going to start with the universe has our backs. And it's going to be so hard to see, but I don't shuffle like real prim and proper. I always loved playing cards growing up, and so I just shuffle them kind of crazy and let them fly out of the deck, actually. So it's not like, and a lot of readers, if a stack falls out, they won't read them. So let's see what the universe has to say to all of us. This is all collective. I don't have time right now to do individual readings because it would be crazy. I understand why people charge. This is the universe works fast when I'm having fun. Absolutely. So we need to make sure we're dancing. I just sang We Are the World really loud for Haiti. I love that version because it's got rappers in it, and did it. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. That actually was one of the words in the rap part. Hey, you're not coming in here barking. Hey, come here. Go on out here. Come on, Buster. Sorry, pardon me. Come on, Buster. We're not doing barking in here. You just go on out there. I really was trying to soak up some sun. But that's the lyrics to the rap part. I actually wrote it down so that I could rap it. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. And sometimes we have to move them around those stubborn mountains, don't we? So I will do those for now. I want to do the healing ones, which are readings, so you can't do tons of them, and or you'll be here for hours. So I'm going to do a couple messages of life. Those were really, really good, really. I was on Facebook. I literally would do a whole reading, and I would take pictures of everything and share it to all these groups. And then I would take photos of the actual readings from the book and post them down in the comments. Hello, beautiful. Ooh, the good one that just came out. Now I'm going to have to stand up. I have to. Just to be able to do it the way I do it is not like everyone else. That one, I Am the Light, just came out first. I reap what I sow. I like to do things in threes. So we'll see what comes out. I didn't do 3 on the universe. Has our backs. I'll read those and I'll show them to you in just a second. My hands are very small to work with some of these things that way. So that's why I shuffle the way I do. Just because that one really wanted to come out. Ooh. And they all always just resonate and flow together. Where'd my other stack go? My mom doesn't even have a filing cabinet yet, so it's a mess back here. We're trying to get our lives back together. So the first one that came out is I Am the Light. Absolutely we are. Look at that beautiful light up there. The water fountain flowing. So it says, today the light is within me. The light surrounds me. The light protects me. I remain light-filled and joyful, regardless of what circumstances arise. I am a diamond shining forth in all my splendor. I am worthy of the divine in me. Absolutely we are. These are beautiful messages of hope and love for people, especially who are going through really dark times right now. It's when you're surrounded by people who, some people don't realize that they have the ability to make you more sick than they make you better. And you need to set up healthy boundaries for that. I'm actually got connections with some old people in my life, and it's absolutely beautiful right now. I reap what I sow. We have to be very mindful of every every piece of energy, whether it's thoughts, words, actions that we put out, because the secret, the book back there, is the law of attraction. It's Galatians. Gosh, is it 5 something? Galatians is we reap what we sow. Karma, whatever you want to call it. I've got karma tattooed. What goes around comes around, right around my wrist. I can't forget about that. But today, I remember that all I think and all I do will come back to me in some way. I understand that I reap the fruits of what I sow. Fill my life with thoughts and deeds of abundance, light, and love. I sow those seeds knowing I will harvest the greatest of riches. And see, they are manifesting some goodness. I'll put the light right there in the middle. And goodness, good things on top. So we always want to make sure, like I'm trying to teach people now, not to blame others for their actions, take accountability for our own things, be responsible. So we need to not blame and shame others. Remembering that, ooh, yes, this is a good one. Love appears. Love appears. And it just comes. Beautiful dove flying in up there. This is absolutely horrible lighting right here. I don't know if I can even fix that. I have to figure something out to be able to do this in my room where I feel it's my sacred space. You absolutely cannot see that. Can you see it better there? Seems like it's worse up top because there's a shelf above this. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. All right. I renounce my pain and release my resistance. Today I choose to reside in the light of my being. I rise up boldly and ask for the understanding that will free me of my duality. My prayers are heard and God sends angelic help so that love and peace find their way to me. When I open my eyes, love appears. And my favorite song right now is by Tesla. It's called Love Song. Love is all around us. It's everywhere in everything. You just have to choose what you're seeing and reprogram your mind. You could see it. Okay. It might just be me seeing it. So I will pull a couple angel cards and then I'm going to do the Whispers of Healing. Whispers of Healing. I'll do a couple of those. These angel ones are really good too. And they're heart-shaped. Heart-shaped little guardian angels. Yes, I love that song. I sing it all the time now. And it plays, I have Love Song radio on Pandora. And so it plays often. And I love it. I love Cindy G from Tennessee. Hey, that's not supposed to be in there. Anyway. Cindy G from Tennessee, she's Cup of Love Tarot, and she does, the regular tarot cards. I chose to buy all healing cards. So she uses music all the time, and she'll do all kinds. She does like The Wheel in the Sky by REO. Is it REO Speedwagon? And I woke up to it playing on Pandora the other morning, so I had to let her know. Because it's everything with me and her keeps resonating. Here we are, 3 cards. Absolutely. I'm not your average calm tarot card reader that just flips one card out so cautiously at all. Expression. It just says something. It's no pretty picture or anything. Express how you feel clearly, lovingly, and honestly without fear or judgment. Say it exactly like it is. All will be resolved when you express to others how you truly feel. Trust in the power of life to guide you and heal all concerned. Self-expression is liberating and healing. So that's what I keep trying to tell even my guy. Open your heart. It's your heart. Talk about feelings. It's your heart. What do you feel? Don't tell me everything but feelings. It's buffering now, still. And it's a beautiful, clear sky out today. And there's no reason it should be doing this. Imagine that. I may have to do some recording. Okay. Dear guardian angel, this one is for prayer. Help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life. Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul and the eternal light which emanates from the heart of every living thing. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all creation. Oh, I hope that doesn't do that. I may have to start recording these on my phone and share them and not just go live. I don't know. Ooh, guilt. Guilt is a good one. Guilt is a very big one. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you've failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you. Expand your awareness of love so that you may embrace ever greater spheres of wisdom. Spheres. You've done nothing wrong. We've done nothing wrong. Isn't that great? We're already loved. We're already protected. We're already forgiven, because in the book it says God can't even be offended. So we were all programmed so wrongly. That's great news, huh? It's amazing. So there's no reason to feel guilty. Guilt and shame keep us sick. And we don't have to feel that way. So let me get this. I'm going to have to set these up a little better next time. I'm really actually excited about this. I like doing this. So I'm going to do some whispers of healing now. And see, I hope it stopped buffering on your end, because I don't know, it didn't pop up there and say having internet connection troubles or whatever. These are just short readings. Ooh, vibration came out first. What type of healing do we need today from all the gods everywhere around us? Got 2, so there's our 3. Ooh, yes. Vibration is number 14. Self-love is number 16. These cards are beautiful. And growth is number 15. 14, 15, 16. And I shuffled these up. I separated them all because they were brand new. I bought a new one. Okay, here's vibration. And there's a fairy and a moth. This looks like an evening picture. Ooh, that bothers me. A moth down here. We got the moon, the full moon. And she's on a bat, or there is a bat underneath it for vibration. Everything is vibration. Beautiful wings on there. So that's number 14. I totally shuffled those up too. I literally take every card apart and put them in order, out of order. Each time I do it, I shuffle them and stick them in different places. All right, for vibration. It is normal for your energy to fluctuate throughout the course of a day. When you are in the process of healing, it is easy to fall into a period of low energy. I do that too. And energy changes with even the phases of the moon and everything else. Your energy naturally lowers to assist your body or mind with healing. However, this comes with challenges and is easy to start feeling depressed. This card is prompting you to raise your vibration. That's what I keep telling people. Raising your energy even a little will help assist your healing process. Alleviating your vibration can provide you with a direct link to your guides and higher self. The shift in vibration may help you receive guidance on your healing. Build up and utilize the relationship with your higher self. You will find your conscious mind can recognize and apply the information your higher self receives. As you continue to raise your vibration, you will find that you have a better grasp on everything. A magical fairy travels on the back of a bat, encouraging. I have to tilt it so there's no glare. Encouraging trust in psychic gifts and faith in one's abilities. Bats are very sensitive to vibrations. As you raise your vibration, you will build confidence in your instincts. The fairy and bat are accompanied by moths. Like the bat, moths are nocturnal. A moth usually shows up in your life when you are hiding. This suggests you have not been facing up to something. You're hiding out and it's time for you to get back to living. Find something that can motivate you. Fill your heart and mind with light and feel your energy shift into a better place. Absolutely. Resting is good. Take a day and then get back up. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's terrible. That sucks. Oh, you're not very far. Not very far at all from my dog, which is in Crystal, right over by you. It was only like 70 miles to Vegas from where we lived. That's too bad. It's buffering. And it's not even saying anything up there. It's very hot in here again. Goodness gracious. Oh, they didn't come in order. It was 14, 16, 15. Very interesting. We got a full moon coming, the 13th, 14th. Self-love is very essential to our healing. We have to love ourselves. I'm so glad that one came out. There's a deer and some fish. A fish coming out. It looks like she's really, really sad, or he, and just wants to be alone. You might be feeling downhearted or melancholy because you haven't fully grasped how to appreciate who you are. The ability to truly love yourself complements your capacity to fall in love with others and the world as a whole. Self-love means acknowledging the light within yourself. You are a sacred part of the mystery and a miracle of life. Perhaps you have struggled to rally esteem, respect, or love for who you are. Maybe you are looking outside of yourself for validation. You may expect friends, family, a partner, co-workers, or your bank account to provide you with your sense of worth. This expectation leads to illusion. The truth of who you are is inside you, always. You are unique. You have your own process and you need to be yourself. Quiet your mind and go within to find your self-esteem, awareness, and inner peace. This will lead you away from worry, judgment, and mistrust. We are our own worst enemy. As you learn to extend the quiet periods in your mind, you will begin to be more in your heart, where you will recognize the truth, intuition, and acceptance. It starts in your heart. I keep telling everybody that. This maiden hugs herself. It is a girl. In an act of self-love. Her nakedness emphasizes her vulnerability in the process she is going through. The stag supports time taken alone. That's the deer over here. The lionfish encourages you to face your inner demons. With the help of the lionfish, you can stand strong and face whatever you might have been hiding from. Working on loving yourself a little more each day. You deserve to love yourself more. Thank you. They are very beautiful. Very beautiful. They're called Whispers of Healing. Amazing artist. Ooh, she's dancing in the full moon over here on growth. A beautiful fairy or an angel, whatever she is. She's got the full moon, beautiful, coming in. So growth. Now we have to go back a page. You are never done with your spiritual growth. It is a lifelong process. There will always be something new to become skilled at and ways to enhance your energy. Make your spiritual growth a priority. Set goals to further your knowledge and plan how you are going to achieve this. Share what you have learned with others. There, that comes in clearer right there. Share what you have learned with others. You can do this by blogging or modeling the lessons you are learning. Practice visualizing and believing in your inner senses. Start your growth process by taking a deep look within yourself. See yourself surrounded with the white light of your personal power. Hold this vision in your mind and increase your power by seeing your light expanding and emanating from you. Now, Raphael is the healing archangel, and that's a green light. Devote yourself to your own growth. Know what makes you feel happy, content, and in charge of your life because it's your space and your healing. The light of the moon surrounds a fairy as well as the stars and the butterflies that trail from her legs. Stars represent luck, hope, renewal, and good health. The butterflies remind you that growth and change can happen in a joyful manner. The full moon indicates a time of reflection. Shine a light on what you are attracted to do. You are definitely in a time of change and growth. Absolutely. Okay, good. I'm glad it's better now. Absolutely glad it's better. So those are today's cards for the healing. But I am going to break out this. I'm going to do one Earth Warrior just because it's a 4-page and it's long. So whatever healing we need for today. See, and I put these, I break it down and do it separate each time. So I don't know how those came out today. I shuffled them real good even before I came on. So apparently those are the ones we needed for today. Then I've got, I'm going to do an Earth Warrior, and I want to do a Sacred Rebel because I haven't even done those yet, and they look really awesome. Oh, whoops. I cannot believe how hot it is in here again. The sun was beaming in here, and it's upstairs, so it's hotter up here than it is in other places. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else we're doing now. I notice some people are here, but they don't speak. So God bless you. Until you start to speak and you can say hello, and we love you, and we appreciate you. And I'm so happy you're here healing with us. I absolutely am. These Earth Warriors are amazing because you can learn all about the ancients and stuff from all over the world. There's all kinds of stuff in here that have led me to some amazing stuff. And it even uses some scripture in it too. So I would really just like one card to come out if that's possible. We'll see what happens. See which card comes out. We need one Earth Warrior healing card. Just one. Sometimes I just have to pick if one won't come out. That one works. Now 33 came out, and since 3 is like my favorite number, I love that. And look, what is that? The desert. Absolutely. Beautiful, and it is Intikana, child of the light. Beautiful, beautiful. Big old butterfly on there, a monarch. I saw one flying today, and that's what's going to hatch downstairs even. And the moon is up there, full moon. Got beautiful goddess out here, child of the light. Absolutely. Dream catcher. Beautiful sunset out there in the desert. Beautiful, beautiful. So we got 33. I'm so glad that one came out. Child of the light. All right, here we go. I'm going to sit back down for this. There is a divine light that does not cast a shadow, nor does it cast judgment. Even though it reveals truth, a truth that is sometimes hard to acknowledge and requires that we change our ways. True divine light is healing. It is unifying. It brings hope and illuminates the way. Other sorts of light exist on this planet that are not so pure nor so helpful. Those sorts of light may appear stunningly bright, yet in effect create separation and increase ego. You can recognize genuine divine presence not by how dazzling it may appear at first, but by what your devotion to that divine light invokes in your heart and your world. Trust your feeling over appearances. Move away from influences that create fear, negativity, or doubt in you. Reach out for that which uplifts your heart. Spiritual protection is being offered. I'm going to set that down for a minute. Refuse to be dazzled by ego masquerading as something spiritual. They're very tricky. Yes. Tricky little devils, I call them. They come dressed up in fancy things sometimes, don't they? Through your prayers and efforts, spiritual light has been accumulating on the inner planes, even though you may not sense that consciously as yet. There will be an intersection of events and circumstances in your physical world through which that light shall pour forth and manifest itself as grace. Continue with your spiritual devotion. There is something truly good to come of it. In the Incan tradition, so the Incans, the Mayans, the Toltecs, the Aztecs. Did I say Aztecs? So the Inca, Inti is the physical sun and the spiritual presence inherent in the sun's life-giving energy. So we know we get energy from the sun. Our plants get energy. We eat the plants. We get energy from solar energy. It's all energy. So Intikana, I don't know how you say that. It is the being who is one with Inti, a child of the sun. In an esoteric, I thought about it, but it's all right. You're not too far away. We can reach all the way to the North Pole and South Pole if we want to. I thought this. You're all right. Oh, goodness. So, child of the sun. In esoteric mystery schools, solar child and solar angel are terms for the soul, the deeper aspect of us that is connected to the spiritual light. This oracle brings you to understand that there is a new depth of soul connection opening up for you. We enter such a sacred process through a challenge known in spiritual traditions as initiation. When we are faced with deep unknowing, which is what happens when we are growing spiritually and moving through a spiritual initiation, we have outgrown what our minds are capable of providing. We need more knowledge, more wisdom, more light so that we can find our way through the darkness of initiation and into the blessing of new life waiting on the other side of the process. When we turn our attention to the soul instead of applying logic and intellect to figure out yet another doomed plan to conquer the irrepressible evolution inherent on this spiritual path, we finally gain comfort. Hope is a quality of the soul. It allows us to bear the uncertainty when, according to greater wisdom, there is something that we cannot know the answer to, at least for now. My saying for people who are like, oh, I've been waiting and God isn't doing anything. And I say, God has 3 answers. Yes, no, and wait. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Often when we want what we want it now, right? No, we have to be patient. I'll have to patiently wait for my dog. Hope gives us patience so that we can learn how to feel our soul connection more deeply and grow into the wisdom of the answers we need. We stop fumbling about in the library of intellect and instead seek answers from the source that can provide it, which is the illumined temple of our own soul. Initiation often involves an element of the unexpected. We typically feel unprepared for it, even though at a soul level, we have been working towards it for a long time. If it's happening, however, then we are actually ready for it. Such spiritual testing is intimidating to the ego, but the soul knows how to move through the process. Trust your inner self. Trust in the light and the unconditionally supportive assistance that the universe will lend to your purpose. Then you can be fearless, impervious to manipulation, and remain steady and faithful in the face of challenge. We have divine spiritual beings guiding us all the time, and they often come form of a human. Like, there are angels everywhere, and when we least expect it, people will pop up and help us guide the way or lead us back to things that are supposed to be in our life, even if we let them go. There's a little saying that if you let something go, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours forever. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. And so when things start gravitating back, it's beautiful. Did I finish that whole paragraph? Trust your inner self. Yes, I did. The solar festival of Inti was a celebration of new life, and it's INTI, which I'll go look this stuff up after I do it, because I'm learning so much from ancient everything. Was a celebration of new life, which was held at the start of a new planting season. It is realistic to cultivate hope and cheerfulness, both of which nurture the heart, especially during initiation. This oracle foretells of a positive conclusion of any initiation of the soul. If you or a loved one have been plagued by dark and depressing thoughts, this oracle brings a spiritual intervention of joyful light. Open up to the joyful light of love and peace. Fill your heart and your home. You have the power to call this in because you are acknowledged as a child of the light. Yes, you are. Rest in the divine light within, imagining that you can peer into your soul and be warmed by the light and the life of the inner sun that shines within your soul, which is the true light of Great Spirit. From that place of inner peace, luminous love, and safe refuge, you can proceed with boldness, patience, wisdom, and hope. The oracle asks that you cultivate a sense of self-worth and acknowledge the goodness within you without needing to be perfect. You don't just have light within you. You are the light. Remember, shine. We need you. Yes, we do. So when you're ready, you say this following invocation aloud. Each one has a healing prayer at the end. So I affirm the light within me. I call for the true light of the divine to shine bright and clear, showing the way on earth. I am the light, and the light is within me. I trust my soul and the spiritual light within that guides me always. May the light in all hearts be stirred into awakening with unconditional love, grace, and mercy. So be it. Amen. A lot of natives say aho or aye, and I say, you say aho, I say amen. You say shalom, peace, namaste, whatever it is that you want to say. We're all together. We're all together now. You are encouraged to complete and ground this process with any light-affirming joyful movements, such as dancing, holding hands in prayer, open your arms up to the sky, or simply meditating on the light within you for as long as you wish. You may wish to sing or journal, say further prayers, or create some art. Be with whatever affirms the truth of light within you in this moment. You have completed the healing process for that card. And see, I used to do like 5 or 6 of these. I would be doing this for a long time if I tried to do them. I was just doing these alone in my room every day. Healing, doing all kinds of amazing. That one's, I love that deck. I loved it so much when I saw that one. I was like, oh, I have to get that one now too. So I haven't even used it. I'm so excited to pull one right now. I like mixing them all together and doing stuff. I will maybe do some different ones. There are a lot of card readers doing for certain signs, but everybody's signs are different and they don't match up to the dates and everything of sidereal Vedic astrology. So I've changed. And see, I separated these two. I took them apart, each one. Let's do 3 of them. Let me see how long these readings are. 4 pages again. 3, 4. Let's do 3. I want to. I'm going to do 3. Oh. Going beyond normal. Rebels. Sacred Rebels Guidebook. Flipped out first. Oh, there's our other 2. All right. Flipped right on out of there. Thank you, thank you. Very interesting. Going beyond normal. Now she has got a clock right over her third eye. Hands of a clock. And a light bulb's going off out there, but there are buttons everywhere. Ew, let's read that one. Come to life and receiving came out. And she's got a key on a chain coming out of her mouth. That's quite interesting. And she's totally looking up at the light or her third eye, her clock third eye. And I opened like pretty much right to it. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where we can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science without incorporating the mysterious and magical is a recipe for an existence that is far too dry. Thank you. Yes, they're beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. Maybe I will use less of the small ones and take up less time. And I'm trying to clear this off so I can push this in some because I feel really far away right now. The keyboard and stuff all slides out, but it's a table on top of the keyboard. All right, let's go back to this. Here we go. Yes, we are the storm. Yes. Yes, that's one of my favorite little Facebook things. I'll show it there. And there is one that I saw when I was going through the cards that is something about the storm. All right, let's see. Hold on, where we are. Let me just read that over. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where we choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science without incorporating the mysterious and magical is a recipe for an existence that is far too dry. The sacred rebel within our hearts will always choose a juicier approach to life. You are currently approaching such a choice point. You could say that the choice is about balance. Absolutely. This is my little cigarette case. Absolutely. It's about balance. It's less about choosing to honor either art or science, gardening or architecture, and more about integrating all approaches so that you enhance rather than hinder your life journey. Placing science or architecture above all else kills off the rebellious heart. Steadfastly relying on logic, proof, and a complete set of plans to measure and dictate outcomes will suffocate the soul. Basing decisions on limited factors with an imbalanced measure of success is unnecessarily limiting. Yes, absolutely, we are. This approach prevents us from living freely, spontaneously, and with trust so we can rebel against the need for things to go strictly according to plan. Choose to value decisions based on passion and instinct and trust in life enough to embrace it as an adventure and let it unfold as it will. There is a time and place for logic, strategy, planning, and measurable outcomes. These are not bad tools to have, but we must be vigilant not to worship them or allow them to quash our less rational but equally valuable decision-making tools. Intuition, feelings, and those things you know without knowing how you know them. The flowing, inspirational energy of the heart may have no conceivable basis in logic or reason and still be uncannily accurate. To remain rebellious, we must not sacrifice the art of emotion, instinct, passion, and intuition for the science of logic and strict planning. Yes, that's boring. I always say, all work and no play makes Heather a dull girl. Absolutely. On the other hand, gardening and art do provide us with a plan, all but more loosely held. This plan still requires us to set aside time to draw upon reliable methods and prepare with certain tools. However, there is a healthy dose of organic flow. Responsiveness and trust in the creative process of bringing something to life. This leads to the cultivation of the most beautiful, abundant, and successful garden and the most vivid healing art. Dancing is therapy, art, any creative. I love working outside in the garden. Absolutely. I can't wait till we get a bigger one. You are being asked to stay open to the intuitive approach in your life, your work, your creativity, as well in your spiritual journey. The intuitive approach can be likened to the method of a gardener or an artist. There is a sense of what might work. There. Now I lost my spot. Give me a second. There is a sense of what might work where in a loose or even a detailed plan. But how the plan is carried out will depend on and respond to the flow of its surroundings. There is no need to control the situation, but rather a desire to nurture an idea to fruition. And lots of us have a big problem with not being in control when we have trauma and we've had things happen to us. So when we let go, it's a very powerful, amazing healing thing to be able to do. You may have pressures around you from the world or from your own conditioned nature to do things according to the rules, to a deadline, or to be accepted mainstream view that you need a well thought out plan for success in a commercial venture. However, sometimes the best plan is to do what feels intuitively truthful in the moment and to trust that you are being led towards your own growth. And I do that even when I'm lost in a neighborhood that I don't know at night. I just follow my inner guide. I usually don't even get out my Google Earth or my Google Maps or whatever. I just go with the flow and I end up going back home. Hold on. I didn't finish that sentence, did I? That you are being led. Trust that you are being led towards your own personal growth. I did. Adopting this approach means that you have to do far less planning and far more living. It is a pure and heart-centered way to manifest your art, your life path, and your essence into practical expression in the world. It involves a willingness to be led by nature instead of trying to control the powerful force of life, which is a bit like trying to fit a proverbial ocean in a cup of tea. It is far more intelligent to allow the ocean. Gosh darn it. I looked up for just a second. To allow the ocean to be the ocean and to learn to swim in it rather than trying to cram it into a vessel that is much too small. This oracle brings you a special piece of guidance. You are moving outside of the plan. You are living on the border of what is socially accepted. This is good. This is fringe-dwelling freedom. Others might not see this about you straight away, as you seem normal, but that secret eccentric streak is just waiting to show itself. And maybe you are an out and proud fringe dweller, completely comfortable with this way of being. Either way, this oracle brings you the message that you now have a chance to live free, live from the heart more deeply and expressively than ever before. It wants you to realize that this is a legitimate, empowered, and creative way to live that honors all of who you are. You can give up forcing or quashing yourself down to a very limited set of so-called desirable qualities like intellect and control. If you are yet to relate to this consciously, this oracle brings you the further message that you are going to be breaking with tradition. Perhaps not entirely, but at least in a way that is meaningful to you. This will require you to have courage in your convictions and faith in your heart truths. This will help you and inspire others around you to step out of fear and live more freely and lovingly. We've all stepping out of fear. That's a very interesting card. I don't know, maybe it just looks dark on my end. You are not necessarily meant to abandon logic and intellect altogether. You are to use them to serve the desires of the heart rather than replace its naturally spontaneous and truthful nature with controlled planning and narrow strategy. Keep them, but don't let them overrun you, is what it's saying. It's time to get a bit wild and let nature take its course. So the healing process. Now, say this aloud. I'm going to do it as a we collective. We now call on unconditional love and ask for the blessings of the heart to be witnessed and sanctioned by the great universal creator so that we may rise above from small-mindedness and use the best of what human culture has to offer in service to love through our own free will, so be it. Hallelujah. Amen. Visualize or imagine the feeling of being in a most gorgeous garden. It might as well be manicured, a little bit wild, or wildly overgrown jungle. Just notice. It might be, it said. Notice how all the plants work together and how it's supported by nature and the seasons. Notice that while some things thrive, others fall away, only to shift again with the seasons. There is such organizational genius. Say, may the wisdom and guiding hand of the great gardener who works with unconditional love nurture the garden of our soul into magnificence. We dare to live creatively from our heart and thrive. Finish your healing process by sitting quietly, dancing wildly, or doing a spot of gardening, or whatever feels good. Awesome. That was a really good one, huh? I like that one. I love these cards already. And she's got another deck. I just can't get them all at the same time. I have to buy because I'm stocking up on essential oils and things that never go bad for healing and just amazing, amazing stuff. So here we have come to life. And this is a black and white. And she's actually painting herself. It's number 43. She is actually painting, and the monkey is holding her paint. She's got a paintbrush. There's little butterflies, and there's even a raven or a crow on her shoulder. Beautiful. So that is number 43. 43. All the way in the back. Come to life. You are the most sacred of all the sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it will always be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say at times, and it seems very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. We have to get out of our mind to open our heart. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is not much more than a swirling I don't know how to say that. Cacophony. I don't know how to say that word. C-A-C-O. Cacophony of habitual reactions. Habitual reactions all in our mind. Oh, dang it. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep sensual. We're doing a healing reading. We need all of these negative entities to get out of this. There will be no more buffering. Thank you. In the name of Jesus. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond that the mind is now capable of controlling. What the mind? Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice you have to make is how to deal with it. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go quite swiftly when allowed to flow. You may need to paint, write, enact rituals, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you are uncovering the artistry of the universal creator. Cacophony. Is that how you say that? Cacophony. Cacophony. It just came to me. You are honoring the sacredness of life by exploring it without restraint, and that includes the flow of your feelings. You don't have to do anything with them or other than express. You may want to analyze or you may not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are getting in touch with feeling. Learning how to access your feelings allows you to learn how to access your intuition, creative inspiration, and genuine internal guidance. These aspects flow from the same place and are often couched within your feelings in the form of emotions as well as physical sensations. The journey underneath the mind and into the sensual emotional connection with your feelings, emotions, and body is for a sacred purpose. Our feelings come often in very overwhelming waves. When I watch the news or the news is on in passing, or triggers are very, very important, especially when names of things or places that have hurt you in the past or done something that were negative. You have to be able to ride the waves through all of it. Our feelings are very important. We have to acknowledge them, not suppress them, and not just get over it. Everybody heals at different times. It's not our job to tell anybody to just get over something. Let it go as it comes, but acknowledge it. The psychologist did a mindful class, and we must acknowledge the triggers, welcome them, say thank you for coming back again. And it doesn't rule us, though. We don't have to sit there and allow ourselves to say, we feel so terrible and just stay that way forever. We have the power to create and get out of those, to rise above. The journey underneath the mind and into the sensual emotional connection with your feelings, emotion, and body is for a sacred purpose. It is part of your path. You are one of the sacred but powerful minority that have chosen to come into a body and live consciously within it. That may seem like it applies to everybody. When you experience it for yourself, you will realize that this is actually rather rare. There are plenty of bodies without a spirit really residing within them. It's shut off, right? To care for, love, and honor them as a sacred animal. Fortunately, this minority is powerful enough that it can keep the human culture in balance. but only just. We need every single one of us that is capable to be aware of the task and move beyond the mind into the body. This is especially so if you have drawn the oracle of beyond the mind, the heartbeats. You may feel drawn to read the guidance of that oracle once you have completed the healing process below to support you on this part of your life path. To come to your sensuality, you will need to anchor your experiences. You may be blessed with relationships that are conscious enough to be interested in your journey in a constructive rather than controlling or undermining way. If so, talk, converse, share. If not, then you will need to be more resourceful in how you support yourself through your awakening process, at least until you attract some more conscious connections in your life. And that's what we're doing. Okay, you will. Much love to you. I'm sorry. That sucks. At least until you attract some more conscious connections into your life. It is likely that these connections are already on their way just because you are working with the energy of this oracle deck. Because this is a rude awakening. It can feel like it's a shock all the time. It is especially so if you have drawn the conscious connections or collaborative dreaming cards, or feel inspired to read one or both of those messages after you've completed the healing process below. You can support your own process by scheduling time for yourself and keeping to it so that you would the most important date, like you would with the most important date with destiny. So get writing in your journal. Do your dances, paint your pictures, create your creations. Be kind to your body, listen to it, and let it be alive. Even in times of pain, know that there will always also be ecstasy and bliss as the process of healing and awakening continues. The message of this oracle is be alive. Don't imagine you can go back to sleep. You are too awake for that now. There is no falling back into old ways. If you do so, it will be short-lived and won't feel the same as it used to. You may grieve this. You will certainly eventually celebrate it. You have crossed the threshold from an old way of being in an old life, and try as you might, you cannot return. It is better to let it go. Grieve if needs be. Celebrate if needs be, or do both and move on into this moment. There is another adventure awaiting you now. You need a deeper connection to your own instincts, body, feelings, and intuition so that you can receive this new calling. You can trust in it too. Embrace it, and it will embrace you. This is a good one coming next. Oh, wait. That we didn't do the healing process. It was on the next page. That one was a long one. It was 5 pages. All right. The healing process says to lay quietly and play some beautiful music that you love, but I'm not going to do this right now. So you'll do this afterwards for your coming to life in yourself. Whatever song makes you feel alive, makes you feel beautiful and loved. Allow it to move through your body as though the sound is pure energy and you are as light as air. Let this sound feel good. Let your cells receive the sound energy. Feel the music rattle about in your body as if the sound waves are making your cells vibrate. They are. Let there be life. Get up and move around if you wish. If you have emotions arising, be with it, but don't hold on to it. Let it rise and fall as it will. Be in this process as long as it feels right for you. Feeling you have had enough indicates you have completed the healing process for this oracle. You may wish to repeat this exercise daily for several weeks if so. Choose music that feels right for you each time. You can then see the difference this healing process has on your well-being, your energy levels, and the ease in which you access your intuition and feelings. Also note the clarity in what you perceive. You might be surprised at what a little music therapy consciously received. That's very interesting. It cuts it off and the camera isn't even that high. All right, I'm going to do the last one. This is over an hour. And I flipped right to it. How divine. We're doing the last one now, receiving. Now, lots of times we have become so dependent and our self-love is so low that we often don't know how to take things like compliments, like love. We've created a wall around our hearts, and we often don't know how to receive gifts, and we really can't do self affirmations to ourselves. Even receiving, like if people say you're beautiful, people often reject it and say, no, I don't, or they come up with an excuse. People have told me that my teeth are pretty or my smile, and I'll go to point out the flaws, like when I chipped when I fell on the dance floor before, and we automatically try to reject any kind of praise and stuff people give us often when we are surrounded by people that don't do that for us. Right? It's what we're used to, and it's not right. So we're gonna fix this. Receiving. She's blowing, it looks like she's maybe blowing some sage up around the moon. Beautiful. I have an abalone shell. I don't know what she's blowing, but she's blowing it around, sending it out. You are so loved. Your every need is witnessed and responded to by the universe. However, you sometimes forget this. You become swept up in the momentum of habitual consciousness, and you forget to take a moment to stop, breathe, and be. One of my favorite songs by DJ Tiesto is Just Be, and it's got beautiful desert scenery and everything in it. In that moment, you can receive the love of the universe that is receiving you. It will nourish you with contentment and energy. You have not done this enough, so your soul is becoming parched and is drying out. Energy has been going out of you, but there is not enough coming back in. It is time to bring something back in for you. To receive and be received. You are being offered a chance for restoration now, to feel nourished, cared for, and loved. Accept it. You deserve it. The healing process below will help you to surrender any guilt or shame you feel about having needs in the first place. It will also help you overcome any struggle that you've been receiving and accepting so that your needs can be met. Your needs matter too. And when we're not in a balanced relationship and we're doing too much for others and not caring for self, and not receiving, when we're doing everything and we're not getting the emotional support and the love that we want back, it's not equal, it's not balanced, and it's draining. Do you know how much joy the universe gains from being able to give to you? When you delight in what you receive, when you openly embrace a gift and are so happy with it, the universe is fully received by you. In this space, there is joyful communion between you and life. Energy flows more freely and magic happens. When you demur, saying you cannot accept it, that it is too great a gift, that you are not worthy, you are impeding that flow. You are inhibiting the communion, the connection, the playful interaction between you and the universe. Enough with false modesty and guilt. You are a radiant sun in human clothing. It's called a human meat suit. An exquisite life experience is your birthright. Enjoy it. Soak it up, all of it, including the restoration of sacred rest. From that place of nourishment, you will more effortlessly create, live, and love with greater energy and thriving, pulsing passion. The earth rests each night so it can greet the sun again each morning with the spectacular living of art of sunrise. Allow yourself to switch off, step away, close the laptop, switch off the phone, and just be with yourself for a little while. You will return and be more efficient and effective. Rest now, play now, and work later. Forget your worries for a while. Switch off, do something else, let it all go, and it will all flow. Let it all go, and it will flow. Now, I did remind the one that came back into my life, my ex's mother. Beautiful healing right now going on. When he really hurt himself, before I do this healing, that was the short one. We're going to do the healing process. I bought these cards, and he was so angry at me. Oh, good. He was so angry at me for leaving and all these things that when he really hurt himself, he beat up a punching bag so hard that he tore his abdominal muscles and ripped his spleen. And it was very important. Oh gosh. Hold on. I have to accept this at least real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. And he's just going to have to hold. It's not someone I can call back. Give me 1 second. Because we're going to do the healing process, then I'm going to wrap it up. We're already a minute in. I mean, an hour and 6 minutes. Hey, give me just a few minutes. Give me like 2 minutes to read something real quick. I'm in the middle of a lot of videos, so just give me 1 second, all right? Just hold on. Hey, wait, Lester, no barking in here. All right, we're doing this. Lester, get out of here. Hey, come on, get on out. Let's go. You're not barking in here. Real quick. Just give me 1 second. Oh gosh, and he's a devout King James follower, so he'd probably really freak out if he knew I was using this right now. All right, so anyway, we're going to say aloud and do our healing process. We release all false guilt and shame about having needs and all false beliefs about rest being wasteful or unnecessary. We accept healthy, productive, sacred rest and the gifts of happiness that it brings. I understand that rest and activity balance, feed, and nourish each other. We understand that. There is a sacred healing that happens through rest, which is very powerful. We accept and receive this now. Through unconditional love, this is now so. Then read this story out loud as though you were lovingly reading it to yourself as a child. You may like to curl up comfortably on the sofa. The great French Impressionist painter Monet sat in his garden on a warm afternoon. He was napping lightly on his garden bench with the sunlight dappling gently through the straw hat resting over his face. It was soft and warm on his closed eyelids. He sighed contentedly. A nosy neighbor poked his head over the fence, keen to know what the brilliant artist was up until now. "Sir, you are resting," the curious neighbor called out. "No," responded Monet, wriggling to get even more comfortable in his reclining chair. "I am working." He relaxed further as the mild breeze tickled the hair on his forearms. Monet returned to the garden the next day, consumed by the urge to translate his feelings onto the canvas. Hello, beautiful souls. Amen is right. Amen is right. Oh, goodness, beautiful souls. Hold on. Where were we? He painted with great energy and focus. He was inspired by the paint flowed. Again, the nosy neighbor poked his head over the fence. He called out, "Sir, you are working." "No," said the artist, pausing with the brush. "I am resting." When you are done, give yourself a hug and perhaps have a nap or a cup of tea or do a little dance around your living room or go paint, relax, go for a walk in the park or do a spot of window shopping. Just be, play, laugh, and relax. Give yourself what you feel you need at this time. If you aren't certain, that's fine. Guess and know that the more often you do this, the more skilled you will become at identifying and meeting our very own needs. So I'm going to jump off here. I love you guys so much. I will be back later. I'm going to go take this phone call because it's not someone who can call me back. I've got a couple dear friends that got themselves in trouble when they were sick. And so I'm doing what Jesus did. And when you were in prison, I visited you. And I'm not going to visit, but I can do phone calls and I can be guidance with everybody. Sing and dance and dance. You guys go dance and play and enjoy your day. And have a beautiful, beautiful, I better push stop. I love you all so much. And we are going to get through all of this healing together. Much love and light to all.